Okay, we are looking back at Google Forms, and we're going to be making slightly more complex Google form today, not by a whole lot, but a little bit. So this is kind of the next step. The next step is we're going to make a Google quiz. So this is what you're going to be graded on. There's 5 different parts, which means that each one is going to be worth 20 points. So Bible Project YouTube video inserted. So that's the first thing that we have not done yet is stick a YouTube video in here. So going to YouTube, we're going to look for the Bible Project, and it should look something like this. There are a boatload of them. Pick whatever you think looks interesting. And this one's 9 minutes long, so maybe you don't want to pick this. Maybe you do. So the first thing you're going to have to do is watch it and take notes over what you want to quiz people over. So we're going to copy the URL for this, or the website address, and then we're going to go to Google Forms, and we're going to create a new Google form. Go to Forms, create a blank one, and I'm going to call this Esther Quiz. When I rename this, it'll automatically update the untitled form up there, and I'm going to type in something like drawing a lovely blank here. I'm just going to make up questions that don't have anything to do with Esther. What happened to Haman? This actually is from Esther. And if you want multiple choice, short answer is going to be pretty tough. He became king. Add option. He was hung. He was poisoned, and he married Esther. So I have a question in here right now. Probably going to need a description. Test your knowledge over the book of Esther. But before I get to the questions, I should have stuck in a video, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that right here. And I'm going to paste in that link, click, hit select, and I should have this up top. Watch the video and answer the questions. Wowzers. And I want this to be the first thing. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my dots and bring that up above. So I have that. Now, let's go to my rubric. Bible Project, YouTube video inserted. Good. Email addresses collected. Okay, so that's going to be in my settings up here. Collect email addresses. At least 8 required questions with correct answers answered in the video. They need to be 8 different questions, but for the sake of your time, I'm going to just duplicate this question a few times and change the answers. Since this is a quiz, you have to select a right answer, so a short answer is going to be tough. They could type in the correct answer, but it has to be typed in correctly, like spelled correctly, the right parts capitalized, all that stuff. So you would want to make it fairly easy. So if I wanted to do that, let's change this to short answer. And this is a required question. And I'll get to the quiz part in just a second. Progress bar and more than one section. So back in my settings, presentation, this is where I get my progress bar to see how much there is left. And then confirmation message, this isn't required, but thanks for your sharing your knowledge on Esther or whatever. This is what's going to pop up at the end. You don't have to do that. We do need to go to quizzes and make this a quiz. What that allows me to do is release grade immediately. Sure, they can see it. They can see their missed questions, correct answers, point value. Yes, we want them to learn. This is not just a summative test. This is after they have tested, they can learn what they didn't know. So I'm going to hit save. Now that this is a quiz, I can give these right answers. So click answer key, and I check the correct answer. He was hung. Done. He's like hung at the city square or something like that, I believe. What happened to Haman? Maybe we could say, and you can't have 2 questions that are the exact same. This is just for the sake of your time. Can I do this? We're not going to do that. We're not going to do short answer. I would avoid short answer. I would stick with multiple choice or check boxes or something along those lines. Multiple choice is definitely going to be the easiest, so I'm just going to delete that question altogether. Come up with a different question. Make sure you click answer key, select the correct answer. If there's more than one correct answer, you can do that also. What's next? Progress bar, professional look, titles, complete spelling, grammar. So just make sure it doesn't say like title text here or something along those lines. I think the only thing I need left to do is the more than one section. So I can have a section break partway through, so they can't go back and change their answers if they have a section break. So continue to the next section. We'll get into ways to make it so you can go to different sections at different times, but not right now. We'll call this part 2 of Esther. And then I'm going to add a new question. And check boxes, sure. Check those that are true. Esther, my gosh, was queen. Esther was Jewish. Esther hated the Jews, which wouldn't make any sense. And then for my answer key, I can select the ones that are correct. Done. This is required. I believe it said I had to have 8 required questions. So make sure that all your questions are required. The easiest way to do that is to make it required and then duplicate it. That way, the duplicated copy saves the properties of the previous question. So looks like that's about it. If you want to mess around with other things like the color, the theme, that's fine. These are what you have to have. YouTube video inserted, email address collected, 8 required questions, progress bar, and more than one section, professional look. So that should be about it. When you're done, click send, get the link, copy the link, and submit that into your Google Classroom. And that should be about it.